Hey friends, Mike here, Central Texas Homestead. It is December the 7th. We're doing the Meat 101. Today we're going to show you all the different ways you can process a pork loin. The whole pork loin, not the tenderloin. And we'll talk about the differences in that. The last video that we did a beef tenderloin. Obviously the muscle is larger because of the animal is larger. But we'll go into detail. This is a store-bought because I wanted to show you the price. We do buy our pork local, so I wanted to go ahead and show you this. We'll move down closer and just kind of give you an idea of how much it cost, and then we'll calculate at the end everything we produce and how much savings there was. So let's come take a look. Okay, so this is the whole loin, all the way from the head to the tail. The price per pound, it was a pretty good deal, $1.99 a pound. The total for this whole muscle came to $15.80, so we can just go ahead, we'll round it up to, let's just say 16 bucks. We're going to take this out of the package, we're going to dry it off, and then we're going to start processing it, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Just going to pull it out of the package. I've got some paper towels here on the cutting board and try to capture some of that liquid. And we'll cut this in probably in half or more manageable pieces, and I'm going to throw this away. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this tail off right here. We're just going to pop that, set it aside, and we'll keep it in the refrigerator. Now what we're going to do is, we did this on the beef tenderloin, but even the loin, the pork loin, you see that silver skin? Okay, so we're going to start. I know I hate to lose a lot of that fat, but you can't, it's not edible. I'm going to pull that off. Got to get that skin off of there. Just the price you pay. Guys, it's a big benefit into buying whole muscles. You save so much money. If I were to buy a cut pork chop in the store, it could be anywhere between $4.99 and $5.99 a pound. And we got this for $1.99. And it's not hard. Look how easy this is. Just take your time. You'll have a percentage of loss with the chain, or the silver, I mean. But you can definitely render that down, that fat in there. And then you'll just end up pulling the chain away. See how easy that was? I'll leave that right there. There's some silver. I don't want that silver. Nothing worse than biting into that and having to chew that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull the head off because I think we're going to use this for a roast, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I'm just going to pop that off. And then now we're going to start. I'm going to put these pieces in the fridge to keep them cold, and then we'll come back and we'll work on this. Okay guys, we're going to keep this real simple, okay? We're going to cut just some small little pork chops so me and Miss Rochelle can have dinner. Just a little portion like that. Nice little pork chop. It's got some of that nice fat, good marbling on that. There we go. So we got a couple nice little pork chops. Now, I got to get that fat off of there because it does have some silver. And now I want to cut some cutlets. Shell and I love Wiener Schnitzel. So I'm going to cut these a little thinner like this. Then I'll show you how we process these, but I'm just going to set these aside. And we're going to do a bunch of these. And obviously, people, you know, and I'll put maybe a little description down below. Wiener Schnitzel is a German dish. It's basically a pork cutlet, typically served with lemon juice. Jaeger Schnitzel is a mushroom brown gravy. That's also good as well, too. But we love our schnitzel. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 6 of those. Basically, you bread it, batter it. These will be pounded out into cutlets, and you fry them crisp, kind of like a chicken fried steak. but it's a pork. Okay, I'm gonna do something else with this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. I'm gonna cut 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna slice them into strips. See that? And those are good for stir fry. In fact, just last night we had stir fry on the last pork loin that we did. See how easy this is, guys? And we're gonna go over the pricing. You save so much money. You could even skewer these if you want this way and make satays, which is another Asian dish. So we're gonna set that aside over here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut more pork chops. Another thing I can do with this too is I can actually butterfly this out. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're cutting about 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch from the top, right here, and we're gonna just go around, and then this way it's gonna end up unfolding like a book. Okay, we're gonna stop right about there, and we're gonna start going the other way. See how that opens up nice? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and these are going to be little sliders. Right there. Right there. We're going to set those over here. Or little pork steaks. We might not pound some of these out. Okay. Let me go ahead and start processing these, but we still have more meat in the fridge. Remember, we got a lot of stuff that we can do. Okay guys, we're gonna make our cutlets into schnitzel. So I use a Ziploc bag and I have my meat mallet. Let's come down here and take a look. Hey guys, nice gallon Ziploc. I'm gonna take one of our little pork steaks, put it in the bag. Now I try to get it as round as possible, but that does not always work. So I want you to see this. I'm gonna be starting from the middle, working my way out, lightly pounding. So we're using the flat side. Now another thing you can do is you can take this piece, fold it over itself, and work it back in. I'll use the sharp side as well too. We're just going to keep moving forward on a nice thin schnitzel. I would say about 1/4 inch for a cutlet. You can flip the bag over too. You want to feel it. There's a little. Okay. All right, that's where I want it. Now I'm going to flip it over to the sharp side, and we're going to start tenderizing it. Flip it over. That is perfect. All right, I'm going to knock out a couple more of these and I'll show you how we store them. All right, we've got it done. So I've got some parchment paper. And I usually pack these two, one for me and one for Miss Rochelle. And again, these are going to be backpacked. This will just keep them from sticking together. Now, after we process all this meat, I'm going to break out the backpack machine, and then we're going to backpack everything. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on these, and then I'll set these in the fridge and continue on with the rest of what we're processing. Okay guys, this is the tail that we put back in the fridge. As you can see, as you get towards the end of the tail, it's a lot darker in color. We want to go ahead and take this silver skin off. See that shiny skin? You want to get that off. Now I'm going to go ahead and just cut this, and we're just going to dice it. It's still a little, it's somewhat semi-frozen because it was in the far back of the fridge, and that area just gets really cold. So this is good for stews, soups. Has a lot of flavor. You do a pot of beans, cook these off, and throw them in there for flavor. And I'll just set that one off until it thaws. I'm going to set this over here. This one I'm going to go ahead and cut more pork chops because we're going to flavor them different. We'll get 4 out of this. Okay. Okay guys, we've got that pork, the head. That's going to be a roast. Now what I like to do is, I like to pre-season things and then vac pack it. Okay, I do not use salt. I try not to use salt, but it's going to freeze so quick. You could if you wanted to, but just don't. Try not to use any salt. But what I like to do is, maybe that morning, maybe pull something out, let it sit in the fridge and thaw, and it's going to actually start to marinate with those seasonings. So like this roast, I can use like Montreal. Some garlic powder. I'm gonna rinse my hands real quick. And then we're gonna vac pack it. Make sure to get all that seasoning out. I guess I made that bag a little too big, but that's okay. Guys, we have a Nesco backpack machine. Love it. I can put the name brand and the model down below. There we go. And that makes a really good seal. And once we get all these done, I'll just keep putting things in the fridge, and then we'll lay everything out. We'll show you everything we were able to make, but we'll move on to the next one. Simple. All right, so we've got 2 really nice pork chops. I'm gonna go ahead and use Miss Lippy's Bayou blend. Guys, if you haven't been to her website, you need to. This is the Pork and Good. It's amazing. So these will be marinated when we pull them out. You can just set them, put them on the grill, and they're ready to go. And I'm going to add a little black pepper, and those are good to go. I'm going to vac pack those. Okay guys, these are these little sliders. I'm going to go ahead and season them, and then we're going to pound on them. We're going to tenderize them. Garlic, pepper, and my go-to Montreal because it's got a little bit of everything. Flip them over. Now as we're tenderizing these, it's actually going to push the flavors, the marinade into the meat. It's so good. Now you can you could just pan fry these with no breading, or you can bread them and fry them in shallow pan with oil. They're really good. Okay, rub all that spice in there. I think we can get them all. Yeah, we can do them all. Okay, we're just tenderizing them. We're not going to flatten them out. There we go. My hands. I'm just going to tenderize them a little bit. They're getting there. And one more time. Sorry guys, my phone went off. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead. They look great. Pull one out so you can see. Nice and tenderized, and we're going to go ahead and vac pack them, and we'll put them away in the fridge. Alright guys, we're going to take our stir fry, our Asian stir fry, and we're going to put ginger and garlic paste. We'll mix all this together. Just a touch of soy. And then sesame oil. We'll mix all that together. Just real simple. I didn't want too much soy. We could always add sauce when we go to stir fry it as we're cooking it. Get all that stirred really good, and then we'll pop it in the vac pack. And there is our Asian stir fry. Hey guys, for these 2 pork chops, I'm going to go ahead and do a Tex-Mex version. I'm going to take some cumin. Normally I toast it. That's about a teaspoon. But when I marinate with cumin, I do not like to toast it. I think it just gives it a little bitter flavor. So then we have just some powdered garlic, and we're gonna put this in the mortar. Okay. And I'm gonna do this fajita seasoning that we get at our local marqueta, a Mexican market. It's really good. It's like a fajita seasoning. I'll put a bunch of that in there. And then I'm just going to mix everything together. I might go ahead and hit some black pepper as well too. This is the best way to mix spices, guys. We'll break up the cumin to a powder. You know, there's 2 ways to bloom or toast. I won't even use the word toast. The bloom spices. There's toasting, dry toasting, and there's also simmering in oil. A lot of Indian cultures, Mid-Eastern cultures, Mediterranean cultures will do the oil method. So we've got this on here now. Let me just slide this over. I'm just going to take this little handy dandy brush, and we're just going to brush it, coat it really good on both sides. I'll just mix it around with my hands, and I'll probably put a little bit of oil. See how nice and coated they are all around? Those are really good on the grill. Okay guys, we've got another 2 pork chops. I'm going to leave those plain in case we get inspired. And then we've got our diced pork. I'm going to go ahead and vac pack those. Alright guys, we've got our 3 packages of Wiener Schnitzel, or pork cutlet, and there's 2 in each, and I've got everything labeled, so we're going to go ahead and get that backpacked, and then we'll see everything that we've got. Okay friends, that didn't take long, about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Super easy. But I did some math and I did some research, and I want to kind of show you how much you would be saving if you went and bought a whole pork loin, or if you sourced it locally. I'm sure there's a price difference. What I did the research is, and I checked 3 stores, our H-E-B, Randall's, and then Walmart. And they typically sell their boneless pork chops in packages of 4. And the price pretty much around $6.17 for the pack, average. There was one, I think Randall's was a little higher, $6.21. So you're looking at $1.54 per chop at total for the 4-pack, $4.11 a pound, okay? You're paying for the butcher to take the knife and cut. That's what you're paying extra for when you can do it at home. So the whole loin, we got the whole loin for $1.99 a pound, which was a good deal, okay? We don't normally buy a lot at the store. We do have a source that we get from. So it cost us what? 16 bucks. It was like $5.80, so we'll just round it up. So that's about 8 pounds of meat. So we're looking at a savings of $2.12 a pound, just for the, even if you just took the whole loin and you cut a bunch of pork chops and you vac packed them. It's as easy as that. You could even take that head part, that head part, and just cut that and make a big old roast. But we're gonna take you down here and I'm gonna show you all the different varieties of things that we were able to do with this. One muscle for $1.99 a pound. Let's take a look. All right guys, so we have our pork roast. Simple, about a 10, 12 ounce pork roast. We seasoned it with Montreal. We've got 1, 2, 3 sets of 2 of pork chops. This one just plain, regular. We'll get inspired to do something with it. We did a Tex-Mex pork chop, 2 of them, one for me and Miss Rochelle. And we did a Cajun pork chops with Miss Lippy's pork mix. We also were able to get some stir-fry strips, and we marinated those in ginger, soy, and garlic. This is the diced pork that we got from that tail piece that's a little darker in color. There's so many things you can do with that. Stew, carne asada. You could do a really good carne asada. You could even throw that in chili if you want. One of our favorites is the Wiener Schnitzel, and I did pronounce it and spell it right. Here in Texas, we have all different kinds of towns that are German heritage. Fredericksburg, New Braunfels. So we have a lot of German restaurants and influence, and we love the schnitzel. We'll do a Wiener Schnitzel with just lemon, lots of lemon, and then a Jaeger with a mushroom gravy. So pretty cool things for what you can do. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. We're going to be doing a lot more of these little culinary kind of classes, especially now with winter, and our garden is still doing really well. The weather's weird here in Central Texas this week. It's like 80 degrees this whole week. We're going to get some rain. I'm sure a lot of you in the south are experiencing that. Mid next week is when we're going to really get another cold front to cool things down. But hey, our garden is doing great. The carrots are just going crazy. Everything, the greens. So hopefully you guys learned something from this. It was fun. We're filling our freezers. Hey guys, now's the time that you have to be very creative with the price of food and everything. And all the stories in the news about food plants being caught on fire. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. If I can help you save money, I'm going to do these videos. I hope you enjoy them. Again, thank you so much for watching the channel. We're having a good time, guys. This was a planned class. We were getting kind of low on pork, and I didn't want to buy a whole hog. So we're going to go ahead until spring to where we go ahead and get another whole hog. We'll get it processed in just the whole muscles, and I'll break it down myself because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. But look, all these different cuts we got, we saved so much money, and we're filling the freezer, and we're having a good time. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know what we're going to do next video. Maybe we'll take you out in the garden and we'll see what's going on. But stuff is good here. Thanks for subscribing. We appreciate you guys very much. And we're having a good time. We're getting close to 1,000. Oh, wow. It would be cool to get to 1,000. Hey, share with your friends. We appreciate you guys very much. Hey, until next time, God bless.